to the Fahrenheit Schlag. It is the Schlags that brings us here together. All praise due to the Fahrenheit Schlag. It is the Schlags that brings us purpose. Welcome, y'all. First Degree The D.E. Fahrenheit, getting situated. Technical difficulties. I'm still learning, in the process of learning. The Fahrenheit. Got some things to go over today. Wait a minute for everybody to get in. Ooh, I'm seeing, here we go. Here we go. Here come the people. Here come the people. How we doing today? Holler at me in the chat. We got a lot to talk about. Holler at me in the chat. How's we feeling? How is we feeling? Dwayne, Nate, Overkill, dead. Here we go. That's what we're talking about today. Okay, one of the things, us as family, we let each other vent. Okay, so I got some venting to do. Okay, got some venting to do to the Captain consumers. We got some venting to do to Captain consumers. We also gonna talk about building the network. Building the network, young. The Sac Rap TV Network, 24 hours a day. We gonna build it together. Juntos, young. We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about AI. We got to. I'm gonna give you a little homework. I'm gonna say that again. This time when we talk about AI, okay, I'm giving you a little eensy bit of homework. Okay, so we're gonna take it to the next level. Then at the end, we're gonna do a Q&A. So this is what I need us to get did all throughout the program. In the chat, 2 things. In the chat, 2 things. Okay. First, my man Beta has something going on today, but I'm gonna tell you, we thought about y'all all night. Something that came up he couldn't control, but we talked about y'all all night. The Funk Beta show, oh my God. Be on the lookout. But today, I've been thinking about y'all all day, young. I've been thinking about y'all all day, young. Today, we did our test run of the Sac Rap TV Network. I'm going to say it again. Today, we did our test run of the Sac Rap TV Network. I had to learn all kind of programs. Download all kind of whoop-de-whoop and the hip-de-hip and the ship-de. So what I'm going to need you to get did during this program is, this is our network. This our network. So throughout the program today, in the chat, I need you to give me ideas for our network. You feel me? 24 hours a day. And even if I can't take your idea exactly how it is, I could take the core of your idea. So throughout the program today, you're leaving me ideas for our Sac Rap new TV network. I saw Nate on there for a second. Okay. Wraith back, that's good. Okay, we all getting back. I was just talking about the Sac Net Rap TV Network. So leave me your ideas in the chat. What would you want to see? 24 hours a day, young, of superior of programming. Also looking for people who want to show. The Funk Beta Show, for example. Reached out to KKB, Equipto, Sac News Report, JDK. So any kind of ideas, give me them in the chat while I'm talking today. So about the end of the show, at the end of the show, I can go over ideas and we can chat and brainstorm. That's what this is really about. It's not just me talking, it's us, the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs. Now, I need to vent for a second. Since y'all family, I can't always respond to the Captain Consumers, but since y'all family, you're going to give me the chance. You Captain Consumers. You get on the internets and you think you know all the whoop-de-whoop, and since you're the king of randomsville, USA, you think you can holler at the DEG. The newest thing that bugged me, young. They said we couldn't do it. I'm not going to say no names in the matter. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I ain't saying no names in the matter so nobody gets their publicity, but it's a name that folks know. Got mentioned at the Sac Rap TV Network. They said we couldn't do it. You random. Do you not know the power of the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs? Holla at me in the chat if you embrace the power of the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs. Holla at me in the chat if you embrace the power of the mighty Fahrenheit Schlang. Okay. Ooh, Dwayne, wait till you get to 5. The whole Underbelly series is about 5. I did what we call in teaching backwards mapped it. It's all about 5 and went backwards. So make sure you get to that in the Underbelly Sound Wars series. It's a hot day in Sacramento. I like that. I like the heat. Any randoms from Randomsville that doesn't think we have the human energy to do this, you're wrong. That's another reason why I need your energy together so we plan this together. You know, I'm one person doing this, but we could have our own network where we gather. That's the main thing, is we gather and exchange ideas. All these people talking about other people. Who cares what other people are doing? The only thing that matters is what we doing and our ideas. Can't emphasize that enough, man. People are going to try to get you all in all kind of distractions. Remember, it's all about ideas in the future, man. All right, I'm going to look in the chat. I need some ideas for our comedy skits. A comedy skit. I have to think about that. That's a good idea, young. Comedy skit. News. I've been actually building that. I've been building this platform where we can report the news. That's funny you say that. It's a little challenging to build, but man, it's a good idea. I think I'm gonna roll with that, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of the things are on my mind. You guys give me the confidence. Holler at me in the chat. Any ideas for our network? Matter of fact, any ideas on how you guys could be part of this network? You know, I'm new to all this techimonology and the Twittergrams and Instachats. You know, how could we have a show that's y'all? Think about that too. All right, while you're doing that, I want to talk a little about AI. now. Like I told you before, I had to learn all kind of stuff just to create the Sac Rap Network. Okay, I had to download this and the whoop de whoop and the but I got a little frustrated. Indeed, can't lie. They got a little frustrated. We think I get dead. How do I? What's next? What's next? Oh my goodness. Everything I do now is based on AI. We're going to get ahead with that. So, this is your homework. I'm going to let you know right now what your homework with the AI is. First, before Discord. I heard of that. How could we incorporate Discord like convos into a show? That's a good idea. Mind's eye in the building. How can we incorporate that? That's a good idea, Art. That's a great idea. So let me get back on our homework. In the chat. So get your fingers ready. Holla at me in the chat about one of two things. And we all family, it's all good. Holla at me in the chat about one of two things. Either your interests, something like you like to do, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're off work or off school or your work. Holla at me in the chat. Either what you do for work or something you do when you do after work. Like that's fun to you. Okay? Something you do at work or after work. I'll give you an example for me after work, man. My whole thoughts is about us all the time, how we come together. I just didn't have the tools. But now after work, I'm just on that AI learning ways to incorporate us. So I've been on it all day, for me personally, all day, learning how to stream like lo-fi, you know? Had a little issue with the licensing. They don't know it's me. It's going to take a little minute to get all that side. But tell me in the chat either an interest you have or something you do for work. Ooh, listening to music, mostly jazz. Listening to music, mostly jazz. Blog. Have AI help you write a blog. Who's it? Rate. Man, while you're listening, write young and send it to me. And we'll have a jazz blog. I'm telling you. If you don't like to write, like the articles on sacramentorap.com, like I'm all math, man. All math and music and raps. I don't like to write. So I'll write the article, but then I'll have AI clean it up. Man, let's start a jazz review section. All right, I need one more too. Polls, stats, quotables. Polls, stats, quotables. If I was into polls, stats, and quotables, I'd be writing. I know I said it again, but the AI will help you write. It'll write for you. Oh my goodness. You could build. For me personally, man, it's the movie, man. Learning how to write prompts, how to tell the AI what to give you. But let me give you another example of what I had to do today. I got an old computer. Every time you see a DE project, always know that the DE had to go through 3 times as much work as a normal person did to make that happen. Because I got an old computer. When I bought it, it was old. Now it was 10 years ago. Okay, so I got an old computer putting in that work for you. Now, this is the level Chat GPT is. I had to download 2 programs. I needed them to talk to each other in order to live stream our network. One was called OBS, something whoop de whoop, and one VLS. Anywho, when I first downloaded it, it didn't work. You know how that is, it never works. Didn't work. And all I had to do was take a picture of my computer details, take a picture, and then I sent Chat GPT the picture. I just said, make this work, Chat, pronto. And it can read pictures and say, all right, DEG, this is what you need to do. Oh my goodness. So back in the words of my favorite TikToker, you can be anything you want now. Are you a creative person? Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 dee-doo. Holler at me in the chat. Holler at me in the chat. One of the best things about this is seeing y'all communicate with each other. I was on KKB. Shout out to KKB, my favorite new rapper in the town, on his live. And I could see people from the list, Lil Six and them collaborating. It's like, and then I look at the chat. We're getting to know each other. That's what this is about, young. I'm telling you. All right, so your homework is, okay, pause this right here. Your homework from either your job or your interest, find a way, something you do over and over and over, or something you didn't think you could do, and holler at the chat or holler at Gemini. Chat's a little more friendly. Gemini, man, is cold-blooded. So holler at ChatGPT about one of your interests, okay? One of your interests or your job. And then tomorrow when we meet, I'm gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna be searching for homework. Okay, we in a class now, young. I need you to do, we're gonna come up together, juntos. Anybody in the chat know what the word juntos mean? Holla at me in the chat if you know what the word juntos mean. A dot together. That's us, juntos, okay? Do your homework on that. Something you just like to do, even if it's video games. I'm looking to make a video game show. So just open your mind to this and just see yourself as part of this network and holla at me and let's fit you in. Let's figure out how we can do this together, juntos. My vision for the Funk Beta show is just having the keys and have something to listen to all night. All right, I got some extremely, extremely breaking news at the end of this show I forgot to mention. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to wait for the feed. I have some extremely big breaking news for the show today, the end of the show. So stick around for that. All right, now, question and answers. I'm going to look through the chat. Question and answers. I need you to fill them up before I do this last segment. So by the time I get there, okay, that's right, the mathematical DEG. Ooh, art, mind's eye. Oh my God. Okay. You can do all kind of graphics, and it doesn't. The time it's spent to make the art. Don't feel guilty. Just have AI do it so you could do something big. When I originally was planning Underbelly Sound Wars, I was gonna have somebody draw it. You know, I was gonna take this, but then I just was learning. I was like, man, it's time to just get this to the people, the story. All kind of art you could do. All kind of art. Oh my goodness. AI did the cover of the Underbelly Sound Wars. The Gentlemen in Them. All right, so right now, before I start this last segment, folks, you guys are filling up the chat. with questions for me. It could be about anything that's, that's cool. Now, while you do that, I'd like to talk about one of my favorite MCs of all time, Bris. As you know, I put out the top 10 lists. Shout out the homies in the garden. Okay, was talking about it. I went to the store today. They was talking about the top 10 lists in the garden. I told them I had to do it. Okay. Everybody's still talking about the lists. One of the problem folk out with the list is me putting Briss at 2. So I want to talk about Briss. He came up through Sac the hard way, through Fruit Ridge. See, that's the thing. Sac got all his hoods. Holler at me in the chat if all the Sac hoods you know of. We're going to holler at me in the chat of all the Sacramento hoods you've heard of. Okay, and you're going to help me prove my point on this. Okay? You're going to help me prove my point on it. Holler at me in the chat all the Sac hoods you heard of. Hey, what are we talking about? Oh, a movie. DPH, Garden Block, Meadowview, G Parkway Stars. Yeah, I used to tutor in there when it was real bad. Okay, y'all know the outside good cool G Parkway. Man, I was up in there when it was the worst hood in Sac outside of Oak Park, young. Man, folks was getting killed. Strawberry, North High, Gordon Block, the Heights. You guys are proving my point. Keep it coming. What's all the hoods you heard of in Sac? Arden, that's right. All the hoods you heard up in Sac. Hit me up in the chat. Hit me in the chat. Late night in the jail. Late night. Late night. Yeah, I made that song about G Parkway. No, never heard of that. Oh, snap. My mom was from Detroit. Muirland. I don't know what you know about that. I love Detroit. Detroit's probably my favorite city. Now, you all helped me prove my point. Thank you in the chat. Y'all lighting up the chat. Made me feel good. V-Dog back. When Briss and them started, they was from Fruit Ridge. That's my whole point. He could have tailed on the back of the Garden Block and the whoop-de-whoop. Fruit Ridge is right next to Oak Park. He could have hopped on Mozzie's trail. I'm going to stop right there. Briss could have took the cheap way out and hopped on the Mozzie trail. But instead, he was from Fruit Ridge. Holla at me in the chat if you had ever heard of Fruit Ridge, a.k.a. the fruit, before Briss. Hey? Holla at me in the chat if you had ever heard of Fruit Ridge before Briss. So he was starting something new and had the chance to backpack, but he decided to pioneer for his hood, man. And then his wordplay and his personality, there's nothing like it. So what I'm going to do today, since all the random YouTube Yodas got so much to say about my list, yo. I'm going to look in the face of the YouTube Yoda and I'm going to rap the lyrics of the mighty Briss. Okay? This song is called Panhandling. The suckers killed Aunt, Pop, and Bud. Them licks really hurt. EBK send shots on Earl Block. I got the city turned. Have my girl whip out my pole and make my glizzy squirt. Labels calling, I can't sign no deal. I need a millie first. Better watch out. Aim that beam where your man's standing. Pan in my hand, I two-hand it. Call it panhandling. I was hella hot, hit they block, seen they fan jamming. All they windows drop from this Glock like it's panoramic. Stop! Stop it! What are we talking about? Where are we going with this? Clip this is important. Bris, panhandling. I can get real sneaky. I'm tricky dance moves. I be dancing in these Jordans, ain't no dance shoes. I'm gonna tell, hold on, stop it right there. I'm gonna tell you a story. When I'm in the classroom teaching, the last thing I do is talk about music. We're talking about math, we're talking about, uplifting. But one time I was teaching in the hood, yo, every once in a while, and I don't even know if I should be saying this, but this is us. Every once in a while, I'll slip, okay? And I was talking about a math problem on how to do something. I said, it's real tricky. Tricky dance moves. One of my students said, I be dancing in these shoes and no dance Jordans and no dance shoes. I said, oh no, I've been discovered. I said, stop yourself. That was funny. Middle school too. Dang, that was funny. I'll never forget that. I'm going to tell you guys another story at the end of this, too. We're going to get into some stories. Back to Bris. I be in the Ling Ling yard like some bamboo. Left something white up in her hair. Wasn't shampoo. My glizzy looked like Bubba Ridge. It got muscles on it. It was butt naked. I put some jeans and a belt buckle on it. Needed come with everything, a beam and muzzle on it. Just in case my target get too far, I can hit opponents, carjack, and lift up your car. I attach this pole, can't drive on the roll. I make him bap his load. Gotta, stop it. I wanted to do this slow, but I get excited. I'm gonna say it again. I wanted to do this slow, but I get excited. Holler at me in the chat if you're feeling Bris so far. One thing I want to do in this program is break down some superior of raps, some of mine or some of other folks. But we just want to dissect superior of raps and let folks know what is made in a superior of rap. Back to Bris. Got a cross on his face. He'll snatch your soul. Now listen to this closely. Now you in the oven, cooking up like a casserole. That's what, okay, so that reminds me of KKB, my man, shouts out to him. Whenever rappers say something weird, I'm just like, dang. That fool said, now you're cooking up like a casserole. KKB said the salsa, man, that's what I became. All right, let's get up back on Bris. I be paranoid. You blow your noise. I might blow the chopper. Want beef? I got shells like a tostada. You ain't for this gang, ain't fruit reg if you ain't no papa. I was starting 5, shooting guard on that old roster. Suckers killed Aunt Poppin' Bud. Them licks really hurt. EBK sent shots to Erbach. I got the city turned. Have my whip out my pole, make my glizzy squirt. Labels calling, I can't sign no deal. I need a lit milli first. Better watch out. Aim your beam where your band standing. Pen in my hand. Got two hand, call it panhandling. I was hella high. Hit they blocks in they fan jamming. All them windows drop from the Glock like it's panoramic. Oh my goodness, the mighty Bris, man. I gotta do a little more. I can't stop myself. Let's do a little more. I can't stop myself. This is fun to me with you. And then when folks was doubting me, I was like, they was like, how you gonna talk by yourself? I'm not alone, I'm with you. Let me say it again. I'm not alone, I'm with the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs. A little bit more. I can't help myself. Hey, you lying. I run you down. I got cheetah paws. Remember when I hit your phone collect and you ain't see the calls? IG bankers be on the net. He calls them IG bankers. I call them Captain Consumers. YouTube Yodas. Randoms, but it's all the same thing. These folks, I blame Eminem. IG bankers be on the net. They ain't be involved. Last kid, he threw up sucker. I threw his pinky off. The mighty Bris, man. Rest in peace, man. None like it, man. And all the randoms. Observation ostriches. I got a problem with my list, man. You need to get more learned it. It ain't my fault. You need to get more learned it. It ain't my fault that you need to get more learned it. All right, questions. Go into the chat. I'm going to start the chat. We're doing questions before we end the program. But as you see, today's program is about y'all. It's about building this network together. Us. I've planted the seed. Now we will grow the tree. All right, looking for questions in the chat. Voiceovers. Do I ever do any voiceovers? I don't, man. I just did the History of Sac audio book. But that's the thing, man. You get to a point where you're just like, dang, I want to be this. And that's something I always did want to do, voiceovers. I want to do this. And then you get to a point when you have the seed of the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs where you say, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to say it again. You get to a point after waiting where you invest in your seed, the mighty Fahrenheit Schlangs, and you do it yourself. Everybody, all of you watching have the seed of the Fahrenheit Schlangs. So no, I've never done a professional voiceover, but I've voiced over Underbelly Sound Wars, you feel me? And I own that. When I'm dead and gone, that my children will have that. So I used to, a couple years, I was trying to get my music sync licensing, been working on that. But then I was like, why don't I just put my music in my own movie? So that's the mind of the Schlangs, you feel me? That's the aggressiveness of the Schlangs. So thank you for that question, Ray. Karate versus wrestling versus kickboxing. I did karate for 2 years. I gotta say karate. I couldn't do it now, though. Juntos, feel me? New album. I haven't announced it yet. I was gonna announce it tomorrow, but Underbelly Sound War soundtrack is out now. I haven't even announced it yet. I'll repeat, Underbelly Sound Wars soundtrack is out now. And it got all kind of new stuff from the movie and all that. But I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna be doing music and I'm still a musician, but now we're TV programmers. I'm gonna say that again. Music is fun and it's been cool. But now we're TV programmers. All right, I'm looking in the chat for questions. King Cobra, I didn't know about that. Amber Rose, Coco Bunny, I don't know anything about all that. Oh, snap. Uncle lived in the fruit. I ain't had hard to find. Y'all see me in the fruit. I ain't hard to find. Y'all see me in the fruit. In the fruit. All right, look at it in the chat. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, do that, man. Need Hammy. I just hit the club like I need Hammy. Free Bubba, free Zay, free Danny. All right, I know, V-Dog, it's unbelievable that I get to interact with y'all. I've had this YouTube page up for 17 years. What have I been doing? And that's another thing. That's why I need y'all help. First Degree The D.E has been on gold albums. First Degree The D.E has been heard by millions of people, but Michael the businessman is lacking. I need y'all to help me with Michael the businessman. Michael the businessman should have told First Degree The D.E to do this 15 years ago. I'm going to say it again. Michael the businessman should have been instructed by First Degree The D.E. to interact with y'all 15 years ago. Can you imagine what this channel would have been? I'm just learning about this stuff. It's because it's social. I'm going to be real. I can get in a cave and build a whole movie, y'all, with the AI and but I think it's because it's social. But you guys have inspired me to be social instead of being antisocial. Okay? I am inspired to be social. So that's why I started seeking out to I found y'all. Man, Denver, much love, Master Yip. Denver shows many of times. My last one was, can't remember. Shout out to the Curbster. AI versus human. Good question. Who asked it that? AI versus human. Arc. AI versus human. A lot of people afraid that AI is going to take over the human. A lot of people are afraid that AI is going to. They said the same thing about the internet. Okay? They said, oh, I don't know how old y'all is, but in 1999, when it switched to 2000, everybody thought the world was going. I'm going to say it again. In 1999, everybody thought not everybody, common folk, thought that when the clock shifted to 2000, the world was going. So AI versus human, AI is just going to send some humans like us, the Fahrenheit Schlangs, on this trajectory. And the lack of AI and stubbornness against it is going to send some humans on this trajectory. There's going to be a massive split. And we're right on the horizon. Man, I could feel it. Sometimes I get dreams and I can sense things. I could feel that something major is happening with AI. It's those who decide to do something with it. So it's humans and AI. Great questions. Great question. Overkill asses and more underbelly sound war story time. Bingo! Overkill bingo. Is there more underbelly sound wars? Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but it took me about 15 years to write Underbelly Sound Wars. But it's the introduction of a universe. So I'm going to say that again. Underbelly Sound Wars is not only a 5-part series, it's the introduction of a universe. So each one of those characters is going to have their own movie. I was going to start. Now, that's another thing with AI. I was going to start with my accounts, but by the time I'm ready to do that, AI is going to be even more advanced. I'm telling you, it's growing exponentially. Oh my goodness. So yeah, the next one I have in mind, and this is my first time saying it out loud, I told a couple of the homies. The next movie it's gonna be about Black Bane going to college. Okay, it's gonna be about my college experience at Hampton University. Okay. The Underbelly Sound Wars is the end. Dead Wave 1. Okay. So then the new movies are gonna be going back. Okay. So we're gonna learn the stories of each of the characters in time. Great question. What do you have an interest for your channel? What do you have an interest in? All right, the channel is gonna be start as movies, you know, our movie History of Sac, Underbelly Sound Wars, and music videos and shows, live shows like this. Okay, and that's gonna be the channel. Like every day is gonna be something a program. Now remember, there's a hot rumor going around that they're gonna re-air the Wheel of Fortune episode. So please be around for that. We're gonna have a party. It's gonna be on the 16th. If it's true, we're gonna have a party. Okay. You might notice I'm feeling real cool. It's because I'm wearing my cloak, young. Make me feel confident selling these cloaks. I got 8 left. SacramentoRap.com. 8 cloaks left. Oh snap! Something green just happened. I'm just trying to learn. Oh, there's that man. Thank you, Mind's Eye. I remember you. Donate to the slang. Stand out in the slang. Contribute to the slangs. Stand out in the slang. Next question, the battle rap, AI battle rap. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Ooh, that's a deep. I bet you people would watch that though. The AI battle rap. That's what I'm saying. And monetize this channel. All right, a few more questions. You guys are mentioning some songs. Julio, you been mentioning songs. Uriel, that man. That man. Invest in the schlang, stand out in the schlangs. Invest in the schlang, stand out in the schlangs. Invest in the schlangs, stand out in the schlangs. All right, a couple more questions. This is like so fun to me. See, now I'm mad at myself. But that's all right, you just gotta move forward. Yeah, the Underbelly Cinematic Universe. Underbelly Cinematic Universe. Robo D. Robo D is Asian, lives in Seattle. I gotta figure out his story, but each one of them is gonna have their own story. Okay? Right now it's just on the YouTubes, but in time it's gonna be on the Tubies and the Amazon Primes and the Ship to Ship and the Ship to, but it's always gonna be you that started the movement. Okay? It's always gonna be you that started the movement, man. Ark says, let's create characters for a book. I like that idea. Like I was saying, the next one is Black Bane. But what can we do for the channel that's immediate right now? I'm hoping to start this channel ASAP. I spent all day thinking about y'all, man. I spent all day thinking about y'all learning these programs. And every time I got frustrated, I thought of y'all, went to AI and did all that. Oh, Ben Frank. Invest in the slang, stand out with the slangs. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. May the slangs be with you, man. Oh my goodness, may the slangs be with you. Schlumpulicious. Schlumpulicious. I was a little afraid that Marvel was going to give me a call about Joker. That's why I made his hair dark. You think Marvel's going to hit me up about Schlumpulicious? I couldn't change him though because he's Schlumpulicious. V-Dog. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. V-Dog, invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. May the slangs be with you always. I Am King and Julio mentioning some funny songs. This is one thing I learned already with y'all. I've already learned y'all know I be in the cave with it. I just do songs, and so sometimes I wonder what songs hit, you know. And then I'm looking in the chat. It's the weird songs. I knew it. The songs that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is weird. I don't know what they think. I don't care what anybody thinks. But then I get in the chat and shimmies in the chat. Then I get in the chat and shimmy is in the chat. Ooh, a Planet Zero doc. All right. I've held it long enough. I have some big news. I've held it long enough. You guys are gonna be the first, and I haven't even told my wife. You guys are gonna be the first to know this news. You holler at me in the chat if you're ready for this news. Holler at me in the chat if you're ready for big news. Give me a holler. Give me a fire. Give me a holler. Holler at me in the chat if you ready for some news that's gonna make your jaw drop. Okay? And it's all for yous. Breaking news. All right, here we go. Everything I'm doing is for y'all now. You know that. So last night, me and Beta spent a lot of time talking about the show, the Beta show coming soon, coming real soon. Beta's real close to somebody. Beta's real close to somebody. Who you think he's close to? He said to say hello to me. And I said hello. Ark. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. May the slangs be with you. I Am King. What? Talking all night with the Funkster. Subject, we got a little off the Beta show for a little while. Something came up. Holla at me in the chat if you think you know what came up about somebody close, something going on that's bubbling beneath the surface. And I'm coming to you first. I haven't even told my wife. Mind's eye. You are honored. Invest in the slang. Stand out in the slangs. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. May the slangs be with you always. Wraith, you are honored. You were first here today. You are honored and appreciated. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. Invest in the slangs. Stand out in the slangs. I promise you, anything you invest in the slangs, I will turn back into the slangs. Somehow about making your life better. Information. I'm hoping to just information. So thank you, Wraith. Stand out in the slangs. May the slangs be with you, man. I'm going to turn it all around. Today, these programs I got today, I had to put money in that so that we could have a 24-hour system going, but I don't care. I just want us to gather. It's just like this burning desire. Every day I'm just like pacing the floor. How can we gather? All right. No more holding it back. I Am King was right. Okay. I was talking to Beta today, yesterday about his show for us. And the mighty brother Lynch Hung sent him a message. So we clipped this. This is important. First Degree The D.E. Brother Lynch Hung have ended the squabble. I repeat, First Degree The D.E. and Brother Lynch Hung have ended the squabble and are coming together for a First Degree The D.E. Brother Lynch Hung. We moving forward, putting together a Okay, but so that's the new news on that. Give me a holler if that's cool to you. First Degree To D, Brother Lynch Hung after probably about 7 years. We're back. It's all about Beta. You'll probably see the Beta show. I have no doubt Brother Lynch will be in there several times at the Beta show. Yeah, that's why I think the Beta, if we could just pull it together, I believe it's just going to be like a late night show that blows up. But I love that y'all were in on it first. All right, couple more questions. Rest in peace, G-Day. Dwayne, let me need something in the chat about G-Day so I know. Yes, fire, man. Thank you, Aunt. You know, sometimes it's time to move forward. You know, and who's not to say that y'all's energy made that happen? I'm gonna say that again. Can't nobody prove to me that it wasn't y'all's energy that made that happen. It's y'all's energy from that first day and the second day that's created the Fahrenheit. It was the Fahrenheit that created the Beta show. And it was the Beta show that brought Lynch into the fray. I'm going to say that again. Y'all, the mighty Fahrenheit slangs. Fahrenheit, Beta show, Lynch. So here we go. Lynch will be with us, man. It'll be more on the Beta show. I'm talking to him about maybe doing his own show. But that's a secret. But it's out there now, so DE and Lynch back together again. Leyland Cave X, what drum machine do I work with? Man, I'm going to answer that because I'm having too much fun right now. I got 3 more minutes. Make sure you get yourself one of these. I wear these cloaks around the house all the time at SacramentoRap.com. I got t-shirts. We got everything. Invest in the schlangs. But those of you that have invested in the schlangs, man, it's like you motivate me. I turn it right back in on ways to make our lives better. Not entertain. You notice I didn't say entertain us. I said make our lives better. I am not just your entertainer. Please don't call me that, man. I want to be like our guide or like, I'm going to go in this world and search for information and bring it back to you. That's what I really want to do. This is how hard it used to be to make a song. Planet Zero, for example, Leyland. I used to have to make a song, MPC 2000. Okay, JV for the sounds and all that. Schedule a session with Dre in the Bay, wait 3 weeks, do the session. I'd have one song. Man, now it's so easy. I just be using Apple stuff to make songs. I can't even front iPads. And I made Trigger on my phone. The beats, I'm gonna say it, just not all of it, but like the core of the beats, I made it on my phone, GarageBand. And then I take it to the masters to like mix and master, but man, GarageBand, I'm sorry, I know it's cheap, I know it's free. But the phone version of GarageBand is ridiculous now. Yeah, MPC, that's old school, okay? But now just, that's old school. That's how hard it used to be. All right, one more question, one or two more questions. This is fun to me. It's lightweight fun to me. Then I hate to get off. Then every time I get off, I'll be like, dang, I wish I didn't get off. And then all day, I'd be like, I want to go back live. It's weird. I'm starting to get. Anyway, one more question. Snakes. All on the makes, trying to catch my intakes. 916 moving on my side. Trying to life without reason. That's what I'm saying. It's the weird songs. I'm learning. I'm gonna learn today. I'm gonna learn today. DE gonna learn that. Today's is about y'all teaching me, giving me ideas. It ain't always gonna be about me talking. It's about y'all ideas. All right, one more question. I'm looking in the chat. One more question. I don't want to stop. Lost in a romance. Gildersleeve. Triangle bus. You guys like the weird songs. I love that. Because I be taking risks. You know what they won't expect, all the gangster licks and all that. I be taking risks. One more question. Break the law every day. Shouts out to P folks. All right, Aunt Vic, did I ever think I squashed the beef? Brother Lynch is my brother. I was on a Home Court podcast about a year ago. Yes, I knew he'd squash it eventually because it's my brother, but you know, sometimes you're close. I was managing Lynch. Okay, this is what happened, man. I didn't even say this on Home Court. I'm gonna end it with this story. Even I'll wait till tomorrow to tell my Mac Dre story. Make sure you're in the building tomorrow. Maybe Beta, hopefully be back and we can get that going. But make sure you're in the building tomorrow. I got a Mac Dre Nicotina story I've been waiting a decade to tell. The right person. Something that nobody knows. All right, anyway, I wanted to tell a story. Let me see, I can't even remember what I was going to tell a story about. It's P folks. Squash the beef. Let me give this some thought. Get in the chat. But yeah, I knew we squashed the beef, man. It just takes time, man. I think y'all's energy was the key, and I really mean that. So big things gonna happen. Know your name is on it. Just like every time I see a Mozzie song, all that. When Mozzie was coming up, they called me and I helped put him on and made him. And so every time I see a Mozzie song, I see myself. Every time you see some DE stuff, you see yourself young. Seen too many moons. Jungle Fit. You're jealous of my position on Blaze's top 8. Anything to keep DE in your verb and predicate. That's one of my favorite lines. That's funny. All right, y'all. I'm going to hold that story, the Mac Dre story, to next time. Okay? Yeah, it's cool. We squashing it. Thank y'all to help me squash the Lynch beef, man. He's going to be part of this. People are watching, man. People are asking. I went to the store today. As people was talking about this. I got some. Next time we're together, we're gonna do story time. I'll tell you several stories. The story I just forgot today, and I got a Mac Dre Nicotina story. I got some stories to tell. We're gonna do story time. We're gonna talk about this network, Q&A, AI, Funk Beta, us moving forward, getting our minds right. One of the main topics I've already written down for next time is vices. You guys know what a vice is? Vice is just things that's holding us back mentally, man. Everywhere I go, somebody's doing whatever they're doing for a vice. Huh. vlog. I didn't see anything with that. I'll have to look that out. All right, so next time, story time, Vice, AI. We're gonna do some raps. We're gonna get into this. Thank you for being with me. Those of you who've invested in the schlangs, may you stand out in the schlangs. May the schlangs be with you. All praise due to the Fahrenheit schlang. Say it with me. I'm gonna start over. I can't do this without you. The first time in the show, I do it by myself. The last time in the show, we do it all juntos. First time in the show, I do it by myself. Second time in the show, we do it all juntos. All praise due to the Fahrenheit schlang. It is the schlangs that brings us here together. All praise due to the Fahrenheit schlang. It is the schlangs that brings us purpose. Think about how you could be part of this new network because you are one of its originators. Do your AI homework. How is your interest or job? How can it be applied to AI? We will discuss it next time. Soldiers of the schlangs, I bid you farewell, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love y'all. Peace.